In early 1959, 9 experienced Russian hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute prepared for a challenging winter expedition. Their goal: reach the remote peak of Otorten. The group leader, Igor Dyatlov, documented every step with photos and diaries. On January 31, they reached the base of Kolat Syakhl, a mountain the indigenous Mansi warned them about. Despite harsh weather, the group remained optimistic. Their journals were filled with jokes, songs, and plans for the summit. They had no idea this would be the last time anyone saw them alive. On February 1st, the group began climbing the icy slopes of Kolat Syakhl. Powerful winds and freezing temperatures slowed their progress. They lost visibility due to a sudden snowstorm and, unintentionally, set up camp on an exposed slope instead of sheltered forest nearby. For unknown reasons, they stayed there vulnerable, exhausted, and isolated. Their final photo shows the group smiling as they raised their tent, just hours before disaster struck. That night, temperatures dropped below 30 C. The hikers settled inside their tent for warmth, cooking, and writing notes. Nothing in their journals suggested fear, but sometime between PM and 3 AM something disturbed them. Something powerful, enough to make all 9 hikers slice the tent open from the inside and flee into the darkness without shoes, jackets, or gear. Whatever happened, it was sudden and terrifying. Rescuers reached the campsite on February 26th. What they found shocked them. The tent was half buried in snow. The fabric had been cut open from the inside. Inside lay boots, jackets, food, and personal belongings as if the hikers intended to return. Footprints led away from the tent, barefoot, socked, and even a single boot print. But there were no other prints. No intruder, no animal, no struggle. Just the hikers, running into their deaths. Rescuers followed the footprints to a nearby forest. At the edge, under a large cedar tree, they discovered the first 2 bodies. Both were barefoot, dressed only in underwear, and had burned hands, suggesting they tried to climb the tree for safety or visibility. Nearby was a small campfire, barely strong enough to save them. Branches above them were broken, 9 meters high, proving someone tried desperately to climb. But what were they running from? Between the cedar tree and the tent, rescuers found 3 more bodies. Their positions suggested they were trying to crawl back to camp. One hiker had a fractured skull, while the others showed signs of hypothermia. Still, there were no signs of external trauma strong enough to cause their deaths. 5 hikers were found, but 4 were still missing. 2 months later, after the snow melted, the remaining 4 hikers were discovered in a ravine. These bodies showed severe injuries: crushed ribs, internal bleeding, a missing tongue, 1 missing eyes. Investigators compared some injuries to a car crash, but their skin had no external wounds. It was as if a massive pressure force crushed them from inside. Some of the hikers' clothing contained traces of radiation levels too unusual for a normal trip. Nearby towns reported glowing orbs moving through the night sky around the same date. The Mansi tribes refused to approach the mountain, calling it cursed. Military tests, Soviet secrecy, and strange witness reports all added to the mystery. No explanation fit all the evidence. The Soviet government closed the case quickly with a chilling statement: the hikers died due to an unknown compelling force. No further details. Files were sealed. Many remained classified for decades. Families received vague answers. The world was left with rumors, theories, and fear. To this day, no one agrees on what happened on that mountain. Theories include avalanche, infrasound panic, military weapons, parachute mines, Yeti or animal attack, UFO or unknown entity, but none explain every detail. What terrified 9 strong hikers so much that they cut open their own tent and ran barefoot into the deadly snowstorm? The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in history, and maybe it always will.